The story begins in South Korea, on a calm morning where everything seems ordinary, but an invisible storm is already on its way. A truck drives through a restricted biohazard area. The driver is distracted and suddenly he hits a deer. The animal lies still for a moment. Then its eyes flicker open, white and lifeless. It stands back up, but something is wrong. Its bones creak, its movements are unnatural. This is the first sign. The virus has escaped. Meanwhile, in Seoul, Seok-woo, a fund manager who's buried in his work, lives with his young daughter, Suan. He's rich but disconnected. His marriage has failed and Suan lives mostly with her grandmother. She's sweet, quiet, and gentle, but her heart aches for her father's attention. On her birthday, she asks only one thing, "Appa, take me to Busan. I want to see Mom." At first, Seok-woo tries to give her a gift instead, but Suan doesn't smile. He realizes he's been absent. Out of guilt, he agrees. They'll take the early train the next morning. At dawn, the station is crowded. People rush toward the sleek bullet train headed to Busan. Among them are different lives that will soon collide. A homeless man trembling in fear. A pregnant woman and her strong, straightforward husband, Sang-hwa. A high school baseball team with a girl who likes one of the players. A selfish CEO, loud and arrogant. And Seok-woo holding Suan's small hand. None of them know. This train is about to become hell. As the doors are closing, a young woman jumps on board. She's panicking, her leg is wounded, and she's infected. The train begins to move. Outside, emergency sirens start echoing. Something terrible is happening across the city. The woman hides in the restroom, shaking violently. One attendant finds her, but it's too late. She convulses, falls, and then her back snaps backward. Her veins turn black. She rises again, as a zombie. In the back of the train, the attendant screams. The infected woman attacks like a beast, biting anyone near her. Panic spreads faster than the virus itself. People scream. The baseball players try to fight her off, but when she bites one of them, he turns in minutes. The infection jumps from body to body. The clean, quiet train erupts into chaos. The terrified passengers run toward the front, slamming doors shut behind them. Suan stands frozen in fear as zombies rush closer. Seok-woo grabs her hand, pulling her into the next car. Sang-hwa, the pregnant woman's husband, fights back with his bare fists. He slams zombies against walls, blocking doors with brute strength. Seok-woo, still a bit selfish, almost closes the door on him, but guilt flickers in his eyes. He opens it and helps Sang-hwa and his wife inside. That's the beginning of an uneasy alliance. The train rushes forward, but outside the world is falling apart. The infection spreads across cities. The control center loses contact. News reports speak of riots, but in reality it's a massacre. On board, the survivors group together, trying to understand what's happening. Seok-woo secretly calls his connections. He learns the government has lost control. Busan might be the only safe zone left. They arrive at a station where soldiers are supposed to protect them. But as they step off the train, the silence is haunting. Suan holds her father's hand tightly. Then from the shadows, dozens of infected soldiers emerge, eyes glowing, running at inhuman speed. The survivors sprint back to the train. Zombies crash down on them like a tidal wave. People trip, scream, and die in seconds. Seok-woo, Sang-hwa, and a few others barely make it back to the train. As it departs, they see the city burning behind them. But the group gets separated. Suan, the pregnant woman, and some others are in one safe car. Seok-woo, Sang-hwa, and a few men are trapped several cars away, with zombie-filled compartments between them. And this is where the movie turns into a brutal, thrilling fight for survival. The men decide to fight their way forward. They wrap their arms in tape and clothing, holding whatever weapons they can find. As they enter the zombie-filled cars, the creatures rush at them, snarling, scratching. Sang-hwa punches through their skulls with sheer rage. Seok-woo slams them into walls. The young baseball player swings his bat like a warrior. Every hit echoes with desperation. To survive, they must become something else, something ruthless. They discover something crucial. Zombies can't see in the dark. When the train enters a tunnel, the creatures freeze, confused by the darkness. The men use this to sneak past the infected. One car after another, they fight, bleed, and crawl their way forward. Finally, they reach Suan. She runs to her father's arms, crying, but they're not safe yet. In the front cars, a selfish businessman has convinced other passengers to lock out anyone from the infected section. They believe Seok-woo's group might be infected too. When they reach the door, the businessman yells at everyone to keep it closed. Sang-hwa holds the door, shouting for help, but they won't listen. The zombies push from behind. One by one, the survivors slip through. Sunghua is the last. A zombie bites him as he holds the door shut to protect his pregnant wife. He cries out her name and smiles one last time. Before he turns, she screams as the door closes between them. Seokwoo watches, powerless. Inside, the selfish passengers push them to the very back. They call them dangerous and force them into another car. But moments later, the zombies break through. Panic erupts again. All the ones who were safe are devoured. The businessman runs away, leaving everyone behind. The heroes and a few others manage to escape further up the train. Outside, the train stops suddenly. The tracks are blocked with a derailed train. The survivors must get off and climb onto another locomotive to keep going. Zombies swarm from every direction. Fire burns in the distance. Screams echo in the smoke. Seokwoo lifts Suan onto the train platform. The pregnant woman struggles, exhausted. The baseball player carries the girl he loves, but she's bitten and turns in front of him. His heart shatters. He lets her bite him, accepting death. He can't live without her. The businessman pushes people down to save himself, causing more deaths. When they finally reach the last engine, only Seokwoo, Suan, and the pregnant woman are left alive. But the businessman is there too. He's infected but still conscious, mumbling about needing to get home. In his last moment of selfishness, he attacks Seokwoo. They struggle. The sound of wind roars as the train speeds through the night. The businessman bites Seokwoo's hand. Seokwoo knows what this means. There's no cure. He throws the man off the train, but his own time is running out. As dawn breaks, the train nears Busan. Suan clings to him, crying. He kneels down, wiping away her tears. For the first time, he truly holds her like a father should. He remembers her birth, the moment he first saw her tiny face. His eyes soften. He steps toward the edge of the train, smiles at her one last time, and lets go. He falls from the train as the sun rises. His sacrifice ensures her future. The pregnant woman and Suan finally arrive at the tunnel leading into Busan. Soldiers are stationed there, but they can't see clearly. Their orders are to shoot if the figures coming through are infected. The little girl starts to sing, the same song she practiced for her father. Her voice is pure, trembling but strong. The soldiers lower their weapons. They're alive. In the end, 2 survivors walk into the safe zone. The world is broken, but hope still breathes. Suan has lost everything, but her father's love lives on in her heart. The virus might have destroyed cities, but it couldn't destroy humanity's last light, compassion and sacrifice. The end, a story of survival, fear, love, and redemption aboard a train that became a battlefield between the living and the dead.